If your reflection in the mirror wasn't your own, what would you do? And if you found such a mirror in a market, would you buy it? Let's find out. The mirror's reflection. Part 1. In a small village nestled between two tall mountains, there was a young woman named Jennifer. She was well known in the village for two things: her sharp intelligence and her even sharper tongue. Jennifer was never one to mince words. If she thought something, she said it. If someone did something wrong, she was the first to correct them. And if anyone asked for her opinion, they could be sure to receive the most brutally honest answer. Her sharp tongue, however, began to create a distance between her and the villagers. People feared her words even if they respected her intelligence. Children avoided her, mothers whispered about her when she passed by, and men gave her a wide berth in the marketplace. To Jennifer, this made no difference. Honesty is the best policy, she would say to herself each time she hurt someone with her words. If people can't handle the truth, it's their problem. But Jennifer's blunt words were becoming more of a burden to the village than she realized. One day her neighbor Marta, a kind woman who worked hard in the fields, came to her for advice. Marta was struggling with her crops and asked Jennifer what she should do. "You planted them too early," Jennifer said sharply. "That's why they failed. En jong with halve brain could see that." Marta's face fell, and she wallowed away, hurt. Jennifer, however, thought nothing of it. "It's the truth," she muttered. Weeks passed, and similar incidents occurred with others in the village. Whether it was a father asking for advice on his daughter's education, or a young couple seeking relationship advice, Jennifer's words always seemed to sting. One day while shopping at the village market, Jennifer noticed that people had started to avoid her completely. The marketplace, usually bustling, seemed to quiet down whenever she approached. This isolation made Jennifer feel uneasy, but she convinced herself that she was simply too honest for people to handle. That was until she met an old mirror seller. The sun was beginning to set as Jennifer made her way home from the marketplace. The stalls were closing, and the streets were quiet. As she passed the last row of vendors, she spotted an old man she had never seen before. He had a small cart filled with mirrors of all shapes and sizes, each one uniquely crafted. Intrigued, Jennifer approached the cart. The old man, with a face full of wrinkles and kind eyes, smiled at her. "These are no ordinary mirrors," he said, his voice low and mysterious. "Each one shows not just your appearance, but also your heart. Choose one, and you will see the truth." Jennifer, always skeptical of such grand claims, was intrigued nonetheless. She scanned the mirrors, her eyes falling on a particularly beautiful one. It had a golden frame, intricately designed with leaves and vines. Without hesitation, she picked it up. The old man watched her closely. "Are you ready to see what this mirror will show you?" he asked softly. Jennifer, feeling a strange sense of curiosity, nodded. She lifted the mirror and looked into it. At first, she saw her useful reflection, her sharp eyes, her well-groomed hair, and her serious expression. But after a moment, her reflection began to change. Her eyes, once clear and sharp, looked cold and distant. Her mouth, though curved into a smile, seemed tight and unkind. There was something about her reflection that felt harsh, even though nothing had visibly changed. Confused, Jennifer looked away from the mirror and asked the old man, "Why does it show me like this?" The old man smiled gently. "This mirror reflects not just your face, but the impact of your words and actions on others. The more pain you cause, the harsher your reflection becomes. But when you speak with kindness and understanding, you will see your true beauty." Jennifer stared at him, her mind racing. She had never considered that her words, though honest, might be hurting those around her. "But I've always believed in being truthful," she said. "Truth," the old man replied, "can be spoken with compassion or cruelty. It is not just what you say, but how you say it that matters." Jennifer was silent for a long time. She thanked the old man, paid for the mirror, and walked home. her mind swirling with questions. Over the next few days, Jennifer began to notice the effects of her words in ways she hadn't before. She watched as Marta, her neighbor, worked tirelessly in her fields. She remembered the last conversation they had and how her blunt words had made Marta feel small and foolish. She thought about the young couple who had come to her for advice and how they had left looking more worried than when they arrived. Jennifer felt a growing sense of guilt. She had prided herself on being honest, but she realized now that her honesty had been hurtful. Determined to change, Jennifer made a conscious effort to speak more kindly. The next time she saw Marta struggling with her crops, she approached her with a soft smile. "Marta, I was thinking," Jennifer began carefully, "maybe we could work together on your crops this season. I've read about some new techniques that might help." Marta, surprised by Jennifer's gentle tone, hesitated for a moment before smiling gratefully. "That would be wonderful," she said. For the first time in a long while, Jennifer felt a warmth spread through her chest. Helping someone felt better than correcting them. Over the next several weeks, Jennifer continued her efforts to be kinder with her words. She caught herself before saying something harsh, choosing instead to offer support and encouragement. Each time she succeeded, she felt a sense of relief and pride. One morning, she decided to look into the mirror again. As she held it up, her reflection stared back at her. But this time it was different. Her eyes, once cold and sharp, were now warm and gentle. Her smile, no longer tight, was soft and inviting. Jennifer stared at her reflection, amazed at the transformation. The old man's words echoed in her mind. "It is not just what you say, but how you say it that matters." The transformation in Jennifer's reflection was not just a change in appearance, but a reflection of the change within her heart. As she grew kinder and more mindful of her words, the people in the village began to notice. Where once they had avoided her, now they welcomed her presence. One day, a young girl named Eliza came to Jennifer with a problem. Her family's bakery was struggling, and she didn't know how to help her parents. Jennifer listened carefully, and instead of offering blunt criticism as she might have done in the past, she thought carefully about her response. "Eliza," she said gently, "I think you and your parents are doing a wonderful job. Maybe we can come up with a few new ideas to attract more customers. How about offering some new types of bread or hosting a small event at the bakery?" Eliza's face lit up with hope. "That sounds like a great idea," she exclaimed. As the days passed, Jennifer's advice became sought after by many in the village. Not just because she was intelligent, but because she had learned the art of speaking with kindness. People trusted her words, knowing she would be honest without being hurtful. The years went by, and Jennifer continued to grow in wisdom and compassion. The mirror remained a constant reminder of the journey she had taken. Each time she looked into it, she was reminded of the power of words and the impact they have on those around us. One day, as Jennifer was cleaning her house, she paused to look at the mirror once more. The golden frame had started to age, but the reflection it offered remained crystal clear. She saw herself as she had become, a woman whose eyes were filled with warmth and whose smile was soft and genuine. It was a far cry from the harsh, distant reflection she had first seen years ago. The transformation in her reflection was a mirror of her inner self, a testament to her journey of personal growth. As she stood there, a knock came at the door. It was Eliza, now a young woman who had come to visit. Her family's bakery had flourished over the years, thanks to the kind and thoughtful advice Jennifer had given her long ago. Eliza held a basket filled with fresh pastries, which she had brought as a gift. "Jennifer, I just wanted to thank you for all that you've done for me and my family," Eliza said, her voice full of gratitude. "You not only helped our bakery succeed, but you've always been someone I could count on for support. Your words have guided me, and I will always be thankful for your kindness." Jennifer smiled warmly and invited Eliza inside. They sat together over tea, reminiscing about the past. As they talked, Jennifer reflected on the changes she had made in her life. She had once been proud of her intelligence, but now she knew that wisdom wasn't just about knowing the right answers. True wisdom came from the heart, from understanding others and offering them kindness when they needed it most. That evening, after Eliza had left, Jennifer decided to take a walk through the village. The sun was setting, casting a warm golden glow over the fields and houses. As she strolled through the streets, she greeted everyone she passed, exchanging smiles and kind words with the villagers. It was a far cry from the days when people avoided her, and Jennifer couldn't help but feel a sense of peace. She passed by Marta, who was working in her garden. Marta waved her over with a smile. "Jennifer, would you like to help me with the harvest?" Marta asked, her eyes twinkling. Jennifer agreed and spent the next hour working alongside Marta, pulling vegetables from the soil and chatting about the day. As they worked, Marta said, "You know, I've always appreciated your honesty, Jennifer, but I appreciate it even more now that you speak with such care. You've changed so much, and the whole village has noticed." Jennifer blushed slightly, feeling a warmth spread through her. "Thank you, Marta," she replied softly. "I've learned a lot over the years. The mirror. It showed me the truth about myself, and I realized I needed to change." "The mirror?" Marta asked curiously. Jennifer nodded. "It's a special mirror I bought from an old man at the market long ago. It doesn't just show your reflection. It shows your heart, the way your words affect others. When I first looked into it, I saw someone cold and distant. But now I see someone who tries to speak with kindness." Marta smiled warmly. "That's a beautiful lesson, Jennifer, and it's clear to everyone that you've embraced it." After finishing the harvest, Jennifer returned home, feeling content. She sat by the window, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky. Her mind wandered back to the old man who had sold her the mirror. She wondered where he was now, and if he continued to offer others the same gift he had given her. The next day, she decided to visit the market, hoping to find him again. The market was as bustling as ever, with vendors selling everything from fresh produce to handmade crafts. Jennifer wandered through the stalls, searching for any sign of the mirror seller. Part 1 ends here. Will she meet the old man? Who might be the old man? To find out, click the video here or follow the link in the description.